Delighted to welcome back on the show. It's been quite a while, a lot going on. Obviously with the World Cup at the moment as well. I know you're enjoying the World Cup. It is Mr. Brendan Loughnane. Brendan, first of all, welcome back on the show. How's everyone with you? Enjoying the football festivities that have bestowed us the last week?
Absolute pleasure to be back on. I've missed you, my friend. And yeah, Team Colombia today. I've been really enjoying the World Cup, and try to keep myself nice and busy.
Good atmosphere in England, in Manchester? Good atmosphere in Manchester?
Yes and no. I mean, I went to a pub yesterday. It wasn't as busy as the last World Cup. You know, it'll pick up as the games go on, I reckon.
Definitely. Brendan, first of all, you have to talk to me. I just saw on your Twitter literally a few moments ago before we came on. I know you're talking about, going to boxing. You've applied for your boxing license. Can you fill us in on the situation there?
Yeah, well, basically, I've been boxing for a number of years. I train at a very high-level boxing gym. Spar a lot of world-class pro boxers, and it's been something that's milling on my mind for a while. And with MMA falling a bit short now with fights and stuff, it's like, why not? So today I officially applied, and I should have it in a few weeks.
What is the process of the application?
So what happens is you put your form in, you fill the form, then the guy comes down, watches you spar, someone from the board. It's a lot more complicated than MMA because we don't have a governing body, whereas boxing does. They watch you spar, medicals, pretty much the same. And then that's it, really. I mean, show yourself, demonstrate that you can fight, and then you're in.
I wanted to talk to you about that's one of the main reasons I've asked you back on the show, and to talk about that. There's been talk of Robert Whiteford, ACB. You talked about potential big news. The frustrations obviously have still been there that you're going down the boxing route. Can you talk to me about that? The frustrations that you've had the last number of months in terms of trying to get a fight, and maybe why you're going down the boxing route. Is that the reason why?
Loads of contracts have been sent out, but none have been sent back. KSW, that featherweight champion, I got offered that on 2 weeks' notice. Didn't want to know. Whatever his name is, that Brazilian who's 20-3, didn't want to know. Robert Whiteford doesn't want to know. I mean, it's a big list. I don't really want to go into it too much, but these guys are fucking, I don't know what's going on in MMA nowadays. So I'm sick to death of it. I'm a prize fighter. I'm 8 months no fight now. What am I supposed to do? I train every day. I'm fit and strong. I'm healthy. I'm in my prime. Sick of it. So with nothing on the table, I'm switching over to boxing. Keep nice and active. It's not due to the fact of I want to be a boxer, because I don't. I just want to keep active. I'm a prize fighter. That's what we're doing it. So that's basically why the decision came around.
So are you 100% turning your hand to boxing? Is that official? Is that in your mind? Have you left mixed martial arts for the moment?
No way. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's come across like that because everyone's giving out crazy thoughts, but no, not at all. I mean, I'm just trying to stay active. With nothing in the meantime with MMA, I was just like, why not just box? I mean, MVP's doing it. Jack McGann just switched over now. I know he's done it full time. MVP's doing both, and I train boxing, I spar boxers regular basis, and why not? Why not do both? I don't understand why. A lot of people are kept busy in MMA with their promotions. Currently, I'm not signed with anyone. I'm not getting kept busy, so why not?
How frustrating has it been? Because, we've been in this situation before where you had to go fight Pat Healy. Obviously, you came up short in that fight. Pat's a huge guy. He was over here in Dublin, had a few points with Pat. He probably walks around about 180, 185, 190. Like, we talk about that all we want, but that is the frustration, the fact you can't get matched. What will be the main difference in terms of going over to boxing? You'd have to obviously leave behind a lot of your training in mixed martial arts to focus on just your hands.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big point. But recently, over the last probably 6 months, I've just been boxing anyway, boxing and wrestling. So, like I say, we're falling short with MMA fights. So I was just like, let's just go into it. I train at a very high level boxing gym, spar high level boxers, and the coaches there have been pushing me for a while. Like, well, if it's not happening in mixed martial arts, you've got a very high level boxing ability. Why don't you just have a few boxing matches in between? And as soon as I put the news out, the whole world's gone mad. I'm like, shit, I'm only just having a few boxing matches. That's all that's going on.
But yeah, you look at the frustrations. You look at Robert Whiteford. The Paddy Pimblett fight. I think we can put that to rest now. It's not going to happen. There's been multiple and fights that you've tried to get over the line, try to sign. You've taken one fight contracts to maybe try and get back in the UFC, which I think is very sensible. Is there anyone that's actually agreed to a fight with you over the last 3 or 4 months?
Not one person. I mean, the Paddy Pimblett situation is fucking stupid. I spoke to Graham Boyle on the phone a few months ago, well before he was matched up with whatever his name is. And I was like, look, I'll come over, let me do that fight. Let me come over, I'll even do a few more fights after it. I was told I had to have 3 fights before I could fight Pimblett. Fuck off. No way. Like, telling me that fight needs hype. That fight needs no hype. It needs no building. So, he's been protected, and that's that. Robert Whiteford's hiding somewhere in Scotland. This other Brazilian, whatever happened on KSW. And even the ACB situation, I don't know if you heard about that, was willing to step in at 2 in the morning. The fight was the same day at 155 to fight a Russian, a high-level Russian, and it still didn't happen. What do I have to do to get a fight? Someone tell me, because then I'll do it.
You mentioned, and I think it was with Steve Abbott Cook a couple of months back, that you had big news coming, and there was something in the pipeline that cut off. What was that? Can you reveal?
That was PFL. I was going to go fight for PFL, but there was a stipulation in the contract that even if you went out the tournament, you would have to stay with them, and then even if you lose the first fight, you wouldn't be able to fight until the next tournament, which is a year later. And I was like, that would just add to me sitting on the fence, say something did go wrong and I did lose. I went out of the tournament, I had to wait till next year to fight again. I was like, that doesn't work for me. So that was really sad, man, because I had good hopes for that, and that was never laid out to me in the beginning. So that was unfortunate. I've also signed with Paradigm.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Obviously, Audie's one of the top guys, Paradigm Sports Management.
Yeah.
They're one of the top management companies in mixed martial arts. Is that something that you really needed to do to maybe get into the likes of the UFC and Bellator? Have a guy like that behind you, knows how to get fighters matched in these big organizations, and maybe take your mind off the talking with the matchmakers and in other promotions.
You'd think so. Not coming from them, but it seems to be you just have to get a couple of greens on Sherdog, fight a few bin men, and you're in the UFC. It really doesn't matter who you fight now. I was literally told it does not matter who you fight, and that's just not me. And apparently it is the Pat Healy loss that keeps me away from the UFC. And if that's the case, then it's fucking insane, really. Because
well, that's pretty ridiculous in my opinion, because Pat is a one legitimate 55er. You're, for me, your optimum weight class is 45, and I think you after that fight that it was really maybe an eye opener for you in that fight. That was 45. Would you consider Contender Series something like that if you got a call?
Anything at all. any fucking thing at all. But I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I did get the call to fight on short notice. Just injury from the broken arm. So it wasn't the right time. I was probably 2 or 3 weeks behind on my arm. I had an x-ray when I got offered the fight, and I was told that your arm wasn't ready for the fight. So then what I did then, I kind of just waited out like, well, hopefully I've been offered that, I will get another offer, and it's been months and months and months, and I'm like...
Sorry, we just missed that part there. Who did you get the offer from?
I got offered to fight, what's he called, Nasrat, on UFC London, on 5 days notice, but I was just coming back from the broken arm then, and my arm was nowhere near ready then, so... Then it was a case of, okay, well, the offer's already come now, so it's going to come again. That's why I didn't sign with a promotion. And I was like, just 1 fight deals. No one wanted to give me that. Then I was like, okay. So I was like, I'll just wait. And then it seems like, after speaking with the UFC people, it's like that Healy loss really was detrimental to me. So that is what it is. I mean, you got to live by the sword, die by the sword. I took that fight. I knew the risks involved with it. I didn't want to sit on the shelf. That was one that I didn't want to sit on the shelf. So I went up a weight, did what I had to do. Then I come back and beat a guy on a 9-fight win streak, Russian, and knocked him out in the 3rd round with 1 arm. That just goes unnoticed. So then it's like, all right, cool. So yeah, let's see what this boxing's got to offer.
How do you feel, Brendan? Because it's been, we've talked on the show over the last 2 years, and I've thought it's been coming. You've had that offer there. You said to fight in UFC London for Nasrat. Are you just fed up?
I mean, if luck really is, then I don't have it. Let's put it that way. But without doubt, I am the best 145 fighter in the whole of Europe. Probably in the top 5 and 55 in Europe. I mean, everyone knows real skill when they see it. I've been around the world. I've sparred world champions. Everyone knows my caliber. I've had 3 decisions in my whole life against Tom Dukenwald, which is a load of bullshit. Mike was one of them, and Pat was one of them. So, really, if you want to do it that way, I could be 18-0. But all goes unnoticed when they sign bin men, guys that are fighting bin men to the UFC. So I just think, it is what it is. Just move on, Brendan. Do what you've got to do, bro.
And what's it been like? You said you've signed with Audi. How has that been? The early stages of that it's only a couple of months, maybe even a month since you signed with them.
That's been great. Paradigm are great. Paradigm are a great organisation. I mean, you look at the calibre of people that they've got, and not only that, don't get me wrong, ACB have been great to me as well. I earned more money last year than I've ever earned in a year of MMA, so I had a great time with ACB. It's just that, like I say, with the UFC offer coming in, I've been kind of reluctant to re-sign a 3-fight, 4-fight deal, as you can understand. But like I say, I don't know what's going on with that now. So in the meantime, I'm trying not to get myself down. I mean, like I say, we are prize fighters, and I've not fought in 7-8 months, and this is my only form of income. This is how I get paid. So when you've not fought for that long, it's like, right, okay, you're going to have to turn your hand to something. And rather than sign a multi-fight deal in MMA, I've kind of just thought, all right, let's see what boxing has for.
Well, theoretically, with that offer from the UFC, does that make you maybe a little bit more confident to want to hang around and maybe even take maybe one more fight? I know you can't get matched. That's obviously the problem. But has that not maybe said we'll park the boxing idea for the moment and stick around in mixed martial arts?
Well, you just answered your own question. I can't get matched. If I could get matched and have a one fight anyway, I would do. I'd fight Whiteford on a one-fight deal. I'd even sign multi if they give me a UFC release. But, I understand they're a growing organisation. They don't want to do that. So that's fine. The KSW one was a one-fight deal. That was on 10 days' notice to fight their champion. He didn't want to know. Then you've got a couple of others that fell through last minute. You got that Russian guy with ACB, same thing. And it's like, one-fight deals are really hard to get now. Promotions only want to build fighters, and I completely understand the business side of it. I wouldn't put that kind of pressure on a promotion. But from my side, it put me in a weird spot to have an offer and then be like, sign to promotion. Because I'm kind of left in limbo and I'm in the middle of nowhere. Really. I'm in like the loophole of MMA. Stuck like, shit, where do I go? So, I don't know. I have faith that cream will always rise to the top. I have faith in my ability. And I know I'm the best 145 fighter in Europe without a shadow of a doubt. There's no one else in Europe. They said Tom Duquesne was the best ever in Europe, and I think I comfortably beat him. So it is what it is.
Do you feel as though, is that maybe, you've mentioned you're the cream prop there. You're coming into your prime. You're 28 years of age. Is that the feeling that you need to just keep active and keep going in order to show how good you are at your prime probably age at the moment?
Yeah, this is the longest I've ever sat on a shelf for, and I absolutely hate it. I'm used to being super active. If you look down my career, I have 7-0 amateur, 15-3 pro record. That's a very active record for a young guy. I've been in the UFC, I fought Ultimate Fighter, and I'm just used to being active. So these 7 months have been like hell for me. I know I broke my arm, so 4 or 5 months for them was recovery. But even 3 or 4 months of having uncertainty, I'm just not used to it. I like being active. I like knowing my next opponent, my next move. And right now I'm stuck in limbo. So it's like, all right, well, let's see what this boxing's got to offer. I'm not saying I'm going to be a professional boxer. I don't want to disrespect professional boxing and say I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Because them guys, I've got the hard enough task as it is. But I'm a prize fighter. I want to earn money. I want to fight. MMA just seems to not be doing it right now. So it's like, okay, well, let's just have a little go at this. And I've got nothing to lose.
So what is the process now? Is it maybe still, pitch for another fight, in mixed martial arts? Is it, try and bang your hand with once you get the boxing license? What is the process from today onwards?
Today onwards is the next person that calls me, or if you listen to this interview and you want me to fight, I will fight. And that's it. That's the process. If it's boxing or if it's mixed martial art, give me a bell and let's make something happen. Because right now, that phone ain't ringing. There's a lot of fucking guys hiding behind promotions. Oh, no, Brendan Loughnane. Oh, well, give me the next one. Give me the next contract. Because they don't want to know. They know I'm young, I'm hungry. I fought the best guys out there and I'm willing to just fucking take people clean out.
There was a lot of talk about the Robert Whiteford fight.
Oh, forget him. Let's not even talk about him. He's a fucking joke. I'll finish him in half a round. It's not even worth talking about him.
All right, okay. I want to ask you just a couple more. I do appreciate the time. So Audi hasn't heard back then from the UFC. Has he reached out to other promotions that obviously can't get you matched? Has that been the process in your relationship with Audi, him trying to get you a fight for the moment?
Yeah, Audi and Tim have been amazing. Them guys are fighting my corner every day. I probably give too much information away, but fuck it, who cares? At least everyone knows what's going on. So yeah, no, I'm really excited to work with them guys. I really appreciate everything ACB's done for me over the years. Like I say, I've had some great fights with them. And also, I really appreciate even getting a UFC offer. It means I'm doing something right. It just wasn't the right timing when we are. I'm hoping that doesn't fuck things up. And to be honest, I don't know if I'm a really a short notice fighter coming on a day and all that. I don't know. Should I not be signed? I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the future.
Well, Brendan, listen, it's always a pleasure to catch up with you, and I do hope it works out. And, as I said many times in our show before, I believe you should already be in the UFC a couple of years ago. And listen, fingers crossed you get matched up with a fight the next couple of months. Keep your aim mixed martial arts. Appreciate the time, my friend.
Thank you very much. You too, bud.